let's begin with the knowing that we are full beings. It's not as if anything's missing. We are already full, we are already intact. We just forget this sometimes because we can get inundated with life and the shifts that happen and all the noise, we like to say, all the difficulties, challenges, everything. We get so caught up in them that we forget that we're already whole. We're already self. We're already full. We take these things and we let them deplete us. We let our power be taken away by these things that actually don't matter that much. We think they matter because we build more connections to it. The more we attend to it, the more we depend on it, the more that we connect to how it made us feel, because it makes us feel powerful, but in an opposite way. It's kind of like this groundedness, because if something is happening and we attach to it, it brings us to this level. And instead of us knowing that we are the all is, and we're at this risen level, we put it in the wrong place. And that's why people get stuck in negative loops, because they're attaching things in the wrong way. But it gives them fuel, and this is how things start to feel like, I know everything bad has happened to me, all these terrible things in my life, yada, yada, yada. Because the thing is, you're already home, but you're the one that's taking it, you're transforming it into something that is not actually how it should be. But it feels very grounding being here because it makes everything very predictable. And as people, we like to be able to predict things because it makes us feel strong, powerful, connected, whatever. Because we're like, oh, well, I know this is going to go bad, and then it does go bad, and this reinforces this. But remember, you always have connection to the true you. This is not the true you. Even though years of your identity has been built by taking any situation, any information that comes to you, any thing that happens, any news, whatever, dad did this to me, whatever, if we use our energy that we have to transmute it to here, this is where we build the false sense of self. And the false sense of self is not something that we are usually aware of. You might have some awareness if you're feeling like so miserable and down, you're like, this cannot be it. This cannot be it. It's because this is not it. It's not. This is your true nature. Look, flying high, you're able to just be, but you're always connected to it. It's when you're able to disconnect from all of this and understand that you're the one that's actually feeding this thing, and it feels safe. That's the thing. That's the thing. And it feels comfortable because you know that, that you knew that what's her face from the office was going to say this, and you knew. So this makes you feel like you're so powerful, and you're like, I just knew all these bad things are going to happen. Is this how we want to live? Probably not, because you know there's something, but you like to feel safe. And this is the thing, nothing transformative comes really out of comfort. And this is what this is. Even though it might not be a conscious thing now, it might just be something that you do because this is how you have operated for so long. But there's a piece of you, there's always going to be a piece of you, and this can get bigger over time, right? That's like, hey, wait a second, I don't like that. Let me switch how I feel about it. And this builds more connection to the true you. Like, this is all going up to the true you, and it gets stronger and stronger until this becomes like very minuscule, becomes very small, because you're able to understand that this and how you've been processing is not the true you. So this gets stronger and stronger and stronger, but it takes you having the awareness and being willing to break away from what has been. And it's not even a true has been. This is what you have created. You create all of this and how you feel about it. So how you process these things differently, well, it has to come from you. You have to want to change first, right? Because this is why it's very challenging in certain spaces, like maybe in the coaching industry or in places where people want to, let's say, lose weight, it makes it challenging if the person doesn't want to do it themselves, right? They have to finally feel kind of fed up. It doesn't have to get to this breaking point, but you have to know when you notice that, wait a second, the awareness that this is not working for you. It has to come from you. And because you have so much power, you have the power to create this. This is pretty powerful, right? This is pretty powerful. You were able to predict things, maybe. Like, oh, I knew this was going to happen. Imagine if the energy is actually coming from a more positive place, from your true state. Because this is the thing. We can say this all we want, but if you're watching this video, you're probably someone who has noticed that certain things are not working for you. Certain things are not. And you know that you have more power than you think. We want to uplift you and let you know that you do have more power than you think. And you know it. This is the thing. You know it deep down, but it can be scary. It can be challenging. Especially when you've known this way for all your life, all this 30, 40, 50, 60 years, right? Any shift is difficult. But just know that we are never meant to stay stagnant. This is actually more suffocating in the long term. This is how people get so stressed and get all these autoimmune diseases and all these issues, because they're drowning themselves. And we spoke about this drowning before in the burst of bubble video. But they're drowning themselves in all of this like negativity. But the main thing in this messaging is to know that you have the power to not be like that. It feels impossible. But you have to unwind all the things that have come up. And it doesn't even have to be, you have to find every single thing that happened to you. Like, oh, when I was 7 years old, I had, I don't know, my candy stolen from me, so I thought that everyone was mean. Maybe this did happen, but you don't have to go through every single life event. You can actually just decide that you're no longer attached to this. You can just decide. And this sounds ridiculous. It sounds really ridiculous, but you have to break the conditioning, the programming, pens run out. Here we go, it's back. You have to break it all, because this is how you're able to reconnect with the real you and get rid of this. You don't actually even need this. This is kind of like to protect us, to keep us feeling so comfortable and safe and blah, 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 blah. But is that even life? Is that living? Is it truly living? Because true living is actually here, where you're able to discern for yourself what you want to affect you and in what kind of way. The power you have. This is before we were speaking about being an atom. This is like, you are always vibrating. But if you're always taking things and doing them the same as you've done, you're always going to vibrate at the same level. And this is okay if you want it. But if you're watching this video, this is probably not something that you want. So, shifting it. We spoke about this is like counter thought. However you would usually think the opposite. Think the opposite. Or think, hey, the true me that isn't affected by all this stuff, how would they think? How would they interpret this situation? If I didn't have all these connections that I've made throughout my life, what would that be? Follow this, because this will lead you to getting free from this stuff that keeps you stuck, this stuff that keeps you sick, this stuff that keeps you stagnant, because this isn't living. Living is in this vibration where you're able to elevate, and it doesn't have to be anything dramatic. It doesn't have to be dramatic. It's just not letting these things that are not even important in the way that you're putting the importance on it, and not letting it affect you in the same way. But the awareness is the first part. Being aware, taking the steps to counter the thoughts that you have, but also to recognize how you want to feel and go with that, because everyone's different, right? Not everyone has the same path and the same alignment and the same personality, let's say. So you have to figure out what it is for you and how you want to feel and take the steps to get there. Just be like, oh, this makes me feel like this. Hey, maybe if the same situation happens, I actually want to feel unaffected by it. How fun is that? I want to feel unaffected by it. And by having this awareness and knowing that you don't want to be affected by it, you're going to be able to not be affected by it. This is why you don't have to go through every single life event. It can be helpful maybe for some people to do this, but we're letting you know that you actually don't have to. It can be therapeutic, and it is a good tool to be able to go back, because there are some heavy things that people are carrying, and the only way to access them and to break free from them is to go back to them. But we're letting you know you can choose to know, want, feel a certain way, and just do it. Crazy, but it's possible.